Natural capital is the plants, animals, food, minerals, energy, water that provide benefits to people and communities across the world. The issue we set out to solve with the project was to find out how to attract mainstream investment into natural capital. It's a project that ran for 18 months with the University of Western Australia that has produced some great insights.
Our project was primarily about understanding the perspective of growers and investors to come together to build a natural capital asset. It is basically trying to look at the two challenges that we are facing. One is the increased days of drought, as well as the reduced rainfall and the effect of climate change that our agricultural sector is experiencing. Bringing farmers together, investors together to think about this issue and try to make our farms more resilient. The issue of drought, the impact of climate change, and the issue associated with maintaining environmental sustainability are long-running issues. We first wanted to know what are the barriers and what are the opportunities available for farmers as well as investors to engage in this natural capital production landscape approach.
So we went literally out to investment organisations around Australia and internationally that we targeted and interviewed and did a survey with them as well. And then on the other side of the equation are the farmers, the growers, the Aboriginal groups, the landowners, the landholders. So we went and workshopped them, presented them with a definition of natural capital, which is one of the key issues with natural capital itself, is what exactly is it that you're talking about. Challenges that we faced was to overcome preconceptions around natural capital. Some of the investors would just say it's not on our investment strategy. Often it's seen as too risky, or you can't measure it, you can't value it. And there's aspects of natural capital that are very attractive to them, such as the abiotic, the renewable energy, the big water systems. They love that. Depending on the different farming production type, you would get a different understanding and enthusiasm about aspects of natural capital. So the main learnings of the project are that it depends on who you are as to what natural capital represents to you. So that's a very key learning. Know who your audience is. Other issues that we had was how do you collaborate as a group, and that was one of our key themes and discussion points when we presented to the growers and the Aboriginal groups.
We had a little bit of networking challenge that we wanted to be in touch with a particular group of farmers to understand their situations. But we are lucky enough to get the support from Grower Group Alliance, the hub and the staff member there to connect us to key farming groups in WA. So these partnerships helped us to maintain that momentum, and we are still in touch with those grower groups, indigenous communities and investors to think through what sort of project might help to bring to the fruition of this idea going forward.
This project has helped to set out how to improve the resilience to drought and climate change, in that it will attract and seeks to attract mainstream investment. You have to make sure that you're dealing on a large scale, and you have to have collaboration across partnerships and growers and investors to achieve that.
In thinking about next steps in this project, one of the key concern or barriers we heard from the investors, they would like to see the proof of concept they can invest in.
What the project needs going forward are pilots, prove it up, show it tangibly to investors and growers so that they can then understand the value proposition. The Southwest WA Drought Hub made this project possible through the transformational grant. It enabled us to travel interstate to provide seminars and workshops and gather information, vital information through interviews and surveys, which will enable us to produce papers and analytical reports to enable informed decision making for future investment and understanding of natural capital development.